It's Kristin, and I have my next installment in my 4 Looks 1 Palette series. If you are unfamiliar with that series, or this is the first one of those that you've seen, first of all, welcome. Second of all, this is a series. I have well over 50 of these at this point, where I take a palette, I use it for 4 days, I do 4 different looks, and I show you guys the looks that I've created, and then I do a review for it at the end. So I am beyond thrilled and excited to be doing this one for you guys. This is the first 4 Looks 1 palette, where I am friends with the person that created the palette. You guys, first of all, I am talking about the Revolution, the Emily Edit, the Wants palette. You guys know that Emily and I have been friends for about 5 years now. Goodness, it's crazy to me how fast time goes, and I just consider her to be such a blessing in my life on a regular basis. So I do want to say that Emily did send me these palettes, but I purchased mine before those were arriving, and so this is, while they were sent to me, this is of course an honest review as always, and that's how she would want it as well. So this is what we are doing today. Again, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy for you. This is such a huge honor. Long time coming, and so well deserved. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, and I did try to, I've done these a couple of ways in the past. I've done these the way that I'm gonna do it this time, where I just tell you what I did. I'll show you the brushes that I used, and I will zoom in. I attempted to film it this morning. I'm happy with this eye look, and the filming of it didn't work. So this is going to be one of the ones where I just tell you what I did. And what we're gonna do is, at the end of this, I'd like you guys to tell me in the comments which one was your favorite, and the one that seems like it's the most popular, I will come back and do a tutorial on. How's that sound? So I'm gonna just go ahead and get started here. What I did first with this look is I took my Tom Ford crease brush, so a crease brush that has some fullness to it, and I went in with Laugh Cry, which is this shade right here, and I kind of put that in the crease and really blended it out. And then I used a MAC 239, so a flat shader brush, and I went in with the shade Grateful, which is right there, and just packed that on the lid. It was very easy to build up, and Laugh Cry was very easy to blend out. Sometimes I feel like oranges aren't always the easiest to blend out, but it worked really well. So then I went in with a MAC 217, so a pinched crease brush like that. The reason I'm explaining what the brush is because you don't have to use the exact brushes that I use to achieve the look. I just want you to know what I used. So I went in with Love Tons, which is this beautiful like raspberry shade. So beautiful. And again, I was really surprised at how well that blended. I just have had not the best luck with like blues and berries in the past that are mattes, not blending as well. But so I put that in the outer corner and really pulled that into the crease. And then I took a little bit of the cream to blend things out. I took some Oh Heavens, both in my inner corner and underneath my brow bone. And in my inner corner, I just used a pencil brush. Then underneath my brow bone, I love this brush for going underneath my brow bone with just a little, or underneath my brow, not my brow bone, underneath my brow. And this is the 221. It's called the Eye Smudger by Cosmetics. And I just love this for getting, I'm gonna look in my mirror here. Look, for getting right up under here, and it places and blends nicely. I'm a huge fan of that. So then I laid the black eyeliner, my upper waterline and lower waterline, and I used the Essence Black Love. So then I went in with this push liner brush on Love Tons and really kind of smudged out that black eyeliner. And then I took this Smith brush. You guys have heard me talk about this one a bunch before. This is the Smith 220. And I took Laugh Cry and I really blended out the edge of Love Tons. I put a lot I've put a lot of effort into this look, and I don't know, I just really wanted to get in there and like dig in. I felt like I probably could have even gone further, but I was like, stop, Kristin, you have to go to the office today. So I think that is everything that I've done. So let me go ahead and zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. I have to say, my zoom ins, I'm trying to sit back here and do the zoom in instead of leaning forward like I usually do, because I noticed in the last video that this side gets a little, like there's not as much light when I sit forward. Anyway, I feel real funny. I'm all like, anyway, on my cheeks, I used the Needs palette, And for contour, I did use Courage. I'll use that for contour all week long. For my blush today, I used the shade in here, Enjoy. And then I did use Gratitude as my highlight as well, which is stunning. For lips, I used Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in Pink Venus. I went over the top of that with MAC Kinda Sexy. And lastly, to add a little bit of shine, I used Buxom Celeste. For my second look, I did a subtle halo eye. I didn't want to do like a crazy halo eye. I wanted a subtle halo eye. So what I did first was I took Pi Phi, which is this shade right here, and I always use this, whenever I'm doing a halo eye, I always use this smaller lay flat brush. I don't think this one is available anymore, but it's the 106 from Sony Kashuk. And I took that on the inner and outer, so inner third and outer third, and then I connect it above my crease, or kind of in my crease. And then I just take a MAC where did I put it? Here it is, 217, and I really blend out that edge and blend out the inner corner. Just really try to make it as, you know, smooth as possible. Then I flipped over the brush and I first tried Pizzazz, which is right, where is it? Where is Pizzazz? Right here, this one right here. And it wasn't as much of a difference as I thought it was going to be from Pi Phi. So then what I did was I sprayed a little bit of Fix Plus. Yeah, Fix Plus. I actually think it's Charge Water, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I sprayed my brush a little bit and I went in with Eve Rose and I put that over where I had put Pizzazz, and I really like that. Not quite duochrome, but I just like the sort of shimmer that it has there. I don't really know what other word to use, but I think it's really pretty. Subtle, but you can see it, like when I look down, you can see it, and I like that a lot. Okay, so then I took on a smaller crease brush, I used this one, the Goss number 20, but whatever crease brush works for you. I took Prayer all along that edge just to really soften that out, make it a little more of a gradient. And then I took the cream again and just blended out that top brow bone and on the sides. I wait for the truck to finish going by. You know, it's just that time of day. So then I took Dark and Early on the same push liner brush I used yesterday, which is this. And I put it at my lower lash line, and then I took a pencil brush and I went into Pi Phi. Think about that for a minute. Went to Pi Phi and blended that out. So it still had the hint of that, you know, wine burgundy eggplant sort of shade. It's not eggplant at all. It's like a wine burgundy shade. It still had that, but it was a little bit darker. Sometimes if I go right in with that kind of a burgundy shade, it can make me look a little bit sickly. So if I blend that out with some black and just give it some depth, but still have a hint of that color, then it works really well. So I think that's everything. So let me go ahead and zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. For blush today, I just wanted to add a little bit of peachy corally-ness to it. So I use Benefit's Coralisa. You can tell mine's old school because the top comes off. And then for lips today, I actually just got this. Haven't even hauled it yet. You may have seen it by now. I honestly don't know. This is by Thrive Cosmetics. Cause like C-A-U-S-E. And it's in the shade Ruth. You guys, I'm so excited about this look. I can't even tell you. So I just did this look on a live. So for those of you that were there with me, well, thanks so much for watching. I really, from the very first point at which I saw pictures of this palette, I wanted to put these two shades together, like right off the bat. These two shades right here. So what I did was I took two different flat shader brushes. You certainly wouldn't have to. You use just one and flip the sides. I just happened to grab two. So actually, first what I did, wait, let me backtrack. I'm so excited. Is I took Hobby, which is this shade right here, and I used a fluffy crease brush, the leg of this one, and I laid that down very lightly. I hardly tapped my brush into it. So I took that brush, I just lightly tapped into it, and then I, went and I kind of just built up just a little bit. I wanted that transition shade there, but I just didn't want it to be too dark. So then I took my MAC 239 and went into the shade Corduroy, and I packed that on the outer corner, and I didn't go up as high as you can see where it is right now. So I just packed that on the outer corner. Then I took Top Story with another one, and I brought that, on the inner third and then over the top of that shade so that it would blend out into that shade. And then as I looked at that, I just wanted that outer corner to be up a little bit higher. So let me just move my mirror here so that I can see while I'm talking to you. So I just kind of took a little bit more of it right here and just built it up a little bit on the outside and then blended it into the inner corner. And then I took this liner, which is the Tarte, it's not available anymore, but it's an azurite green on my upper lash line, and I smoked that out, or blended it out, however you want to say it, with a E21 from Sigma. I then used that same green liner on my upper waterline. On my lower waterline, I used a black liner, the same one I always use, the Essence liner. And then I used a pencil brush into that corduroy and really, you know, just smudged that up against the lash line. I took a push liner brush. I think I did this in one other look too. I can't remember. It's been a few days since I did my last look. Into dark and early and just went right up. And you certainly wouldn't have to do the slower lash. You could just do, you know, like what I did here, and then it wouldn't be quite as dramatic. I just, you know, I was all in. I grabbed the same brush I always use, just like a MAC 217. This is a Sigma, old Sigma one, into the cream, and I use that on my upper lash line. And I don't actually think I did the outside. I think I was happy with kind of the way that it was. So just under my brow bone today. And I think that's everything for the eye look. I know it's a little bit, there's a lot to explain there, but let me go ahead and zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. For blush, I used Benefit's Rockateur blush, which if you are not familiar, for some reason looks like this. And it does have a little sheen to it in and of itself, but I wanted to be a little extra, so I took some of Gratitude from the Needs palette and just kind of added a little extra sheen there. And for lips, I went with NYX's lip liner in Natural. Over the top of that, I used Mary Kay Mauve Movement, which looks like that. And then I wanted a little bit of sheen, so I grabbed my one of my Doll 10 lip glosses, and this is the one in the shade Bella. For my fourth look, it kind of got smoky again. I don't know. I don't know what about this palette. There are plenty of nice, natural, neutral looks in here, but I just have had so much fun playing, I think, that they just kind of tend to get smoky. And this, I was doing a live again when I was doing this look, and everybody wanted a smoky eye with Capricorn. We were trying to decide between that and me doing something with Good Vibes, but I went ahead and did smoky eye with Capricorn, which is a little bit more out of my comfort zone. This is more something I would, you know, lean towards. Anyway, so what I did, first off, is I used a fluffy crease brush. This time it was the Goss number 3 brush. And I took Prayer and I just laid that down in the crease. Then I grabbed a MAC 239 and I used Capricorn, which is right here. And I laid that all down on my lid, like my entire lid. Blended that, you know, the edge of that out just a little bit. And then I went in with kind of like a 217. It's a pinched crease brush. And this one is the Goss 06. And I took Apartment. And I put that in my outer corner and pulled that in. I also I wiped that off and used a little bit of Dark and Early just to kind of deepen things up a little bit more. Pull that in just to add just a little bit more dimension. I then lined my upper lash line. I just used the Julep gel liner on my upper lash line and smoked that out with an E21 brush. And then I took my Essence, my favorite eyeliner of all time, my Essence Extreme Lasting 16-hour black in #1 Black Love, and I lined my upper waterline, then I lined my lower waterline, and I used a pencil brush. This is the MAC 219 with Capricorn, and you know, blended that out. And again, I went in with the push liner brush. This is the Beauty Junkies Pro Flat Definer. Went in with Dark and Early just at my lash line. So then I looked at it really close. I went in my 10 times magnification, and I just really wanted a little bit more something on the outer corner. So I grabbed my Goss 05 brush, which is a pretty pointed, not a lot of fluff to it pencil brush. And I went in with Dark and Early right on the outer corner on both my upper lash line and outer lash line. And I used a pencil brush again on my inner corner, and I took Oh Heavens, which is this really pretty highlight shade right there. I put that on my inner corner, and I also have that up underneath my brow. And I think that that's everything. It was really quite a mouthful, but I think I've covered everything. So let me zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. For blush today, I pulled out Japanesque blush. I love this one. It's the only one I have that, well, I think I have a palette. But anyway, it's in the shade 02. Just love it. It's got just a nice peachiness to it. I used that. I did not use any highlight today. I meant to use the one from here, but I forgot. So that's all I have. And my lips is my favorite Charlotte Tilbury lip combo. So it is Charlotte Tilbury in Iconic Nude. The liner in Iconic Nude, and then this is the lipstick in Penelope Pink, and then over the top of that I used the gloss in Seduction. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this out, and we're going to get you some swatches of all of these. I think I'm going to go down, I'm going to go top to bottom this time. So this is the Cream, Midwest, Oh Heavens, and Cupcake. So the Cream, Midwest, Oh Heavens, and Cupcake. Hobby, Dues Paid, Love Tons, and Laugh Cry. Hobby, Dues Paid, Love Tons, and Laugh Cry. Prayer, Eve Rose, Pizzazz, and Cheer. Prayer, Eve Rose, Pizzazz, and Cheer. Grateful, Belle Violet, Family and Heartbeat. Grateful, Belle Violet, Family and Heartbeat. Good Vibes, Capricorn, Top Story, and Corduroy. So Good Vibes, Capricorn, Top Story, and Corduroy. Sorry, it's getting kind of crazy. It's getting to the end there. There we go. Corduroy. Side Hustle, Pi-Fi, Apartment, and Dark and Early. Side Hustle, Pi-Fi, Apartment, and Dark and Early. Look at all of them. All right, so there are 24 shades total in this palette. It sells for $20. You can get it at Ulta or Makeup Revolution. I'm fairly certain it's currently out of stock, but they will be restocking. And from what Emily has said, this is not a limited edition. This is going to be permanent collection, which is awesome. 11 of the shades are shimmer and the rest are matte. Here's another look at them. And this is such a value for money. I realize that there's a little bit of bias here because Emily is a friend of mine, but I feel like I can take that bias out of when I'm talking about this sort of thing. You know, to some extent, obviously there's gonna be a little bit of bias there, but I mean, $20 for 24 shades, I just feel like that's such a great value. I mean, I don't think you can deny the value. So I would say of the shades that I used, I was really happy with all but one of them. I loved the payoff of Pi-Fi, which is the shade right here. But I did struggle a little bit to get it to blend the way I would like it to blend. But other than that, that's the only shade that I had any issues with. Again, I didn't try every single shade. You guys saw the ones that I used. But I really only struggled to get that one to blend. And then the only other thing is I feel like both Eve Rose and Belle Violet, so these two shades right here, I think they're intended to be more toppers, maybe. These two shades right here, they don't, when you swatch them, they don't look exactly like they do in the pan. You know what I'm saying? If you double swatch a little bit, then you get a little bit more, or if you wet your brush, but you can kind of see, I feel like they're just a little bit more topper like than they are, you're gonna get that punch of color. But again, $20 for 24 really great shades. My favorite shade that I used, it's a toss-up between Top Story and Corduroy. I loved that look that I did. It wasn't, I think it was day before yesterday, but for you guys it was the look 3. I loved that look. I absolutely loved it. So, okay. Let's wrap this up with a couple of things. First, I'm going to tell you what I wore on the rest of my face, and then we're going to do a giveaway. So the rest of my face, all of the days, I had the Misha Perfect cover, and I'm in BB cream, and I'm in the shade number 21. And aside from day one I used a different powder foundation than Estee Lauder one that's been discontinued. But I feel like I just felt like my face was really white. So I went the rest of the days and used my Laura Mercier in Real Sand. I feel like that gives me a little bit more color. For bronzer, I used the Found bronzer. It's in the shade Golden Bronze. I just recently picked this up. I don't even think you guys have seen it in a haul yet, but it's coming. And then for contour, I did use from this palette, the Emily Edit palette, I did use the shade Encourage. I do feel like it's a little warm for me for contour. A little darker skin tone than mine, I think it would work perfectly for. It was a little bit light for me. And I did quite frequently use this Gratitude, and I like that. And for concealer, the whole time I was using the Becca concealer. This is the Ultimate, let me just get it right. Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer, and I am using it in the shade Cream currently. And I think that that's everything for what I used on my face. Oh, and mascara. I always forget that, and it's the thing you guys ask the most. I am using the Wander Beauty in Unlashed. So good. Okay, so I am going to, because I bought some and Emily was kind enough to send me some, I have 2 that I've not touched of these that I'm going to go ahead and give away. I actually, you know what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to do a separate get ready with me video with the Emily Edit palette. So in this video, I'm going to give away the wand, since that's what I focused on. So let me know below if you guys are interested. I know tons of people have purchased it. So if you already have it, then that's fine. Let me know. And also let me know which look, if any of them, you'd like to see a tutorial or a get ready with me on from this video, and I will go ahead and do that for you. Again, Emily, I'm so happy for you. I am so proud of you. It could not have happened to a better person. So well deserved, so long time coming. I'm trying not to cry because I don't want to have tears streaming down my face, but I'm just so, so happy for you, and I love you, my dear. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and in everything that you do and say, be beautiful. Bye.